Believe me when I say I'm not superstitious at all, but I remember hearing a long time ago that when you have a dream slash nightmare, you have to tell somebody so that it doesn't become reality. And I always thought that was kind of silly. For the sake of making that comment and creating that topic, I thought I would mention that to see what you guys have to say if you wish to share something, a story of your own. Last night, I had like the most fucked up dream slash nightmare because it involves one of the very few things in life that I can say upset me, disturb me, make me feel uncomfortable. Maybe one of these affected me in another life. I don't know. But last night, I had a nightmare. I'm just going to call it a nightmare where there was a snake in my house, but my house didn't look like what my home looks like. Wherever I was living in this dream, it didn't really resemble any of my places that I have visited in recent memory either. In this dream nightmare, there was this snake that had a very particular hue. And I saw it for some reason in my dream. I don't know if this was the same snake or if it were multiple, but God, I'm so bad at describing dreams. I remember seeing like maybe three, and maybe one of them, I'm messing with my nail because I broke it. One of them had a different color. It was like greenish. Something happened to it. I don't remember. But there was this blue one that I was fixated on because this blue one was bigger. It was like a standard sized adult snake. But the weirdest thing is it looked blue. It was blue. Somehow in my dream, I could see that this thing was blue and it was shiny, but it was like a dark shade of royal blue. It also had other colors to it. It looked like, you guys know what tribal print is on clothing? It has like geometric shapes to it. But this one had like neon green with a red circle of some sort and then a black dot in the center, something like that. And I just remember that's pretty much the only thing in my dream that had color aside from that one green snake. And I think there was a third one that was like yellowish. Again, I don't know what happened to them, but something happened to them. But this blue snake, I have an object in my possession that resembles the shade almost exactly. It looked similar to this. See how this is like a blue that's shiny and it has those colors, and it's like a royalish blue that's darker. This thing came to life last night. No, I didn't. But this is what it reminded me of. And of course, the texture of the snake is like slippery. I've never touched one in my life, but in my dream, it was just kind of slippery. I'm never gonna touch one. But anyway, what was weird is this snake had like a diamond head shape to him. And I just know that those inherently mean that they are venomous. So with that in my conscience and within my nightmare, I was holding the snake by its neck. Somehow I was able to grab a hold of it. Like, let's say this is its head. I was holding it about right here and it had its mouth like that. And it was slipping from my grip. But somehow there was also another snake similar to this one that was smaller. And it had about a length similar to this. And it was about as wide as this thing is as well. And I remember that those, I was able to like grab them in some way. And then I asked somebody to grab a fucking pair of scissors. The pair of scissors in my dream happens to be one that I have here at home. And it's pretty much a kitchen scissors. I'm guessing it's to cut meat somehow. Anyway, we used that to cut this bitch up. And then I was telling them to try to do that to the snake that I had in my grasp. Whoever was with me, I don't know who that was, what they did was stab it with the scissors And that, of course, upset the snake. So I kept like shaking it violently to keep it from like coiling around me, because this bitch was trying to coil around me. And I was like, fuck you. I'm going to give you everything I have. The most important thing for me is for your neck to not escape my grasp. That was going on. And then whoever was with me in my dream came back with a decently sized blade. And then they went, wah. But I felt a bite, like a very sharp stabbing on my side. And then I turn and I look at it, and it looks blue and blistery. And I just remember that it burned really bad. And then I felt like I was turning purple, but I wasn't. I was like, oh, I got bit by a baby one. And it was a blue one, resembling this. It pretty much had the dimensions of this thing when it comes to how wide it was. And I just remember finding it, picking it up, looking at it. I found the scissors lying close to me, and I reached for it and I went. And after that, I just remember that I was like sitting down and I felt really cold. And then someone said, I don't think we have anti-venom for that, but I'm going to try to get it. And then after that, I kind of jolted and I woke up. When I woke up, I wasn't feeling cold particularly, but my feet, at least my toes, were kind of cold because I'm using a blanket, and blankets are not full-sized. Therefore, some of my extremities can be left out unless I curl up in a ball underneath it. Some of my limbs are gonna be sticking out from the blanket. But yeah, you guys, it was just the weirdest, most fucked up nightmare that I could have, because I wish I could illustrate to you how much I hate snakes. They're fine in cages, but when I see them roaming freely, even if you tell me they're non-venomous and they're safe and they won't do anything, they don't bite, whatever, I don't care. I don't want to hear it. Keep them away from me. Needless to say, I can safely say that I am legitimately phobic towards snakes. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. And sometimes when I have the front door open at my house and Dusty's like right there, his eyes turn like snake shaped, amber with like the line. Not bright enough. And I'm like, hello, snake eyes. And it also doesn't help that he has those little fangs too. And when he meows and it's brightly lit, he resembles a snake to me. But, I'm perfectly aware that he's a cat, and cats mimic snakes and hiss for that reason. But I just hate snakes so much, and I have never really tried to look up what it means to dream about snakes in the Book of Dreams. But I can say that as someone who never remembers dreams and never remembers nightmares, I felt like I never had them because I never reached deep sleep from just my shit sleep. I guess due to stress, I realized that this one felt as real as dreams feel. That you vividly feel things and hear things and sense things within the dream. Well, that's how it was in my dream. And I remember being worried and scared and anxious and everything that you can imagine about this stupid snake. But then I never know how my dreams end, because as they're climaxing to the cool part, or I guess heading to the climax, I end up waking up. And sometimes I think that if I force myself to sleep, I can finish that story, that dream, but I never can. And then as the hours go by in my day, I'm not able to recollect very much. Dreams are something that when I try to tell you the dream, I remember pieces of it. I never remember how it started. I can barely form a complete sentence. I don't know the sequence of events always, but I can tell you a little bit of what I saw. But what was strange to me is how vividly I remember this color and neon green being present on the snake. And the snake had a pattern similar to this, like scattered dots with neon and yellow and black. And I don't know, you guys. I just know how freaking horrifying it was. So when I woke up, I didn't feel anything on my side. It was like a phantom pain. And I curiously scratched it just to make sure that ugly blistery thing wasn't there, but it spooked me. Anyways, you guys, that's the story of my fucked up nightmare slash dream. It will be a while before I have another one, a dream, whether it's good or bad, to tell you about. I promise you that. I don't know what happened to me, but after maybe my second year at work, I stopped having dreams, kind of. I'm sure they still happen, but I just don't recollect them. But in recent times, I'm pretty sure that the incidence of dreams has declined steadily because I've been so stressed out. And I would imagine that messes up with your, mind a little bit. Well, there you guys have it. That's it from me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts on this one, and I'll see you soon.